Spawning, ladies and gentlemen, in the bottom left-hand corner of Overgrowth. As the purple Zerg player representing my insanity. Currently 1 game down in this best of 3. It's Eiki. His opponent spawning in the top right position as the red Protoss player. Representing Carnage Esports and looking to make his way into the top 8. He needs 1 more map win. Will he clinch it here? It's Eiki. So we've got I want to say a fairly even distribution at the moment in terms of players qualified through. This doesn't spoil who it is if you're watching this on VOD, so don't worry. But we have got 2 Norwegian players. A Finnish player and a Swedish player. Oh, and a Danish player. So representatives of all 4 NorCraft Cup nations are confirmed to be in the final 8. But we don't know all 8 yet. And this series is going to determine at least, well, at least one of them. In fact, exactly one of them. What am I talking about? This clinches 2nd place. Alright, so we've got the hatch first coming out from Winter here. Sending that early drone scout will be able to spot the forge and go, aha, you know what, I fancy myself a 3rd hatch. No, we've got the hatch block, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be done. Alright, that makes me so happy. We're doing it. It's on Overgrowth. He saw a forge first and he went, no, mate, I'm having this. Don't even worry about it. 2 cannons started by Eiki. I'm not sure about that. I mean, if the hatch ends up getting cancelled, then I presume he'll cancel one of the cannons as well. These cannons are actually going to finish before the hatch, so if Winter sees that both cannons have finished, then he can cancel last second. We actually have a probe blocking access to the natural as well. Just to try and stop it in the meantime, which I think is great. Prevent him from using those minerals to take what would be the 3rd. And, well, these cannons are going to work away, and this probe is going to try and move into the 3rd base location. Nope, he's actually going to stay at the natural. Thought that another drone might be coming out, but the 3rd is actually being taken anyway. And these 2 cannons, I mean, you don't really want to have to build 2 cannons this early on, to be perfectly honest. I suspect this is getting cancelled. But we'll see. Yep, there we go. And the drone actually getting instantly kathunked as well. So we should be seeing the Nexus go down now. The 3rd base has been taken. Getting the Cybernetics core down first because he wants to make sure he can get the Mothership core out ASAP. Natural and the 3rd now being taken. And I don't think Eiki's going to be cannon rushing this time around, but hey, you never know. He started off that way in game 1 and it's worked. Winter trying to throw him off his normal game. It's really frustrating, or potentially frustrating, I should say, when a game starts out like this. And the reason for that is, if you imagine you're the Protoss player on this map, you've gone Forge first, you know what all your timings are, and then all of a sudden that hatch block throws most to all of your timings into disarray. It gets really, really difficult to deal with, to be honest, because all your normal sort of triggers and timings for when you want to do stuff kind of gets thrown off a little bit. So it just makes the game slightly harder for Eiki to play here, and I'm pretty sure that was Winter's intention. He wasn't going to let the hatch finish and produce links from it and win the game that way, or anything silly like that. But he is definitely throwing his opponent off his game, off his timings. No longer can Eiki say, oh, I can move across the map with my first 2 Phoenixes and X will happen, because timings for both sides have been thrown off a little bit. He's going to be a little less sure about his build. And Winter is trying to prove at the moment that he is the more adaptable player. Now, whether that turns out to be the case, it certainly remains to be seen, but that's definitely the intention here. So, we've got the first 2 gases being taken at the 3rd base of all places for Winter. He's been mixing it up all night for where he's going to be taking those. All right. And also just keeps the Protoss player guessing. I mean, if we have another scout off, spots the 2 gases at the 3rd, he might be going, hang on a second, has he gone up to 4 gas already? Could it even be more than that? What crazy shenanigans are happening? It's actually just the first 2 gases. And nothing to be terribly worried about. The Overlords this game are actually already making their way back onto that half of the map, just to avoid these Phoenixes having to deal with anything there. I think one of them's going to make it back. This second one, though, looking a little bit tricky. This Phoenix looking like it's going straight for him. Is he going to spot it? Yes. Son, you did. Alright, so, well, into the blue flame by the looks of things down there goes the carcass of one Overlord. That sacrificial pit over there in the middle of the map. Never really noticed that before. Does look a little bit like some sort of sacrifice. No, it can't. Wait. What? Guys, that's a kitchen sink. I've actually found the Protoss kitchen sink. Is there one here too? Yeah, wait. Yeah. Wow. Who knew, guys? Protoss kitchen sink on Overgrowth. Not something I've noticed before. And, oh, unfortunately picking off a drone, but completely within range of that Spore Crawler. Picking up a few more now, being a little bit more careful with these first 3 Phoenixes. 4th one coming out now. And we are continuing to make more, so he will be annoying with them for as long as possible here. These group of Lings aren't able to get into the main base, unfortunately. These sentries and, well, the double cannon actually now is coming in quite useful. Makes it very hard to run past into the main base as well when there's double the firepower. And we are once again going to be moving into that robotics bay and that Colossus production off of the back of these Phoenixes here. 4 workers killed so far by a Protoss player. Let's see if Eiki can grab any more. He's coming back in. And, well, at the moment, looks like going up to 6. More drones being transferred means more drones dying. And let's see if we can do anything more at the 3rd. Trying to kill off the drones, mining the gas. Will successfully... Oh, hello. Have mercy? Okay, have mercy. Right, back to mining gas for you, mate. So, we have an idle drone at the moment. To be fair, I think he deserves a rest after the ordeal he's been through. So, can't really complain there. And we have this Ling run by now trying to force the 3rd to cancel. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. Looks like these are being dealt with by a combination of the Mothership Core and the sentries. The question is how many sentries will be able to go down. He's still trying to force that Nexus out. And notice how... The Mothership Core really should be helping out here, even if the sentries aren't. But I think the Nexus is too close to completion for a cancel to be a realistic possibility here, to be honest. And, well, more and more Lings are streaming in. Wow, he's really determined here. Are we even going to see pickups by the Phoenixes? Yes, we are. He is very determined to bring down this Nexus, but now that it's complete with the Photon Overcharge as well, I think Eiki's really put his foot down and say, look, it's just not going to happen, okay? And a very calm defense there from Eiki, just constantly seeing more Lings swarm in. Must be a little bit disconcerting for the Protoss. But he managed to make it work. And it cost him a Photon Overcharge, to be sure. But this Mothership Core, well, it's already back up to almost 50 energy, so hopefully he'll be able to get some more stuff in later on. And a Photon Cannon here, just to be a little extra safe. With this Colossus in the army as well, as long as he lands decent force fields, it can't get surrounded, and he should just be fine. No need for double cannons here just yet. Back home, though, anticipating, of course, the Colossus Void Ray switch by the looks of things. As these Phoenixes get to work, trying to kill off a couple more workers at the 3rd base. Notice how there's 0 boys mining gas over here. We have the Spire about to complete for our Zerg player, as the Twilight begins for Eiki. Twilight, I suppose, mainly just to focus on those upgrades, because he has got that +1 armor half done now, and the +1 attack's already complete. So just timing that out nice and carefully with the upgrades here. Oh, the Queen with more energy is going to get picked off here. Really nicely done. Is he going to get the 2nd one as well? Has to be careful. He's baiting him back into the Spore Crawler. An excellent pick off for the Queen on the ramp too. Just trying to do as much damage as possible. 10 Corruptors coming out now. So definitely being very serious. Ooh, try to bait the Queen out, and he says, nope, not going to have it. So I'm just going to pick off a drone or 2 that's on gas instead. And this is interesting. 2 more Stargates, so both players are kind of upping the stakes here. We're saying, alright, I've got Phoenixes. Well, I've got Corruptors. Well, I'm going to go triple Stargate. Are we going to see a Fleet Beacon and Tempest, or are we going to see a ridiculous number of Void Rays here? 3 base Void Ray Colossus? Could be a thing. We will find out shortly. In the meantime, we have the Corruptors just kind of running around in the middle of the map looking for these Phoenixes. Oh, he's certainly found them, and he has to be very, very careful indeed. And, well, let's keep an eye out for what these are going to be used for. Nothing at the moment. I'm trying to be patient. Okay, never mind. We have an engagement over here. The Corruptors... Well, the Phoenixes are, you know, trying to be annoying to them and doing a bit of damage, but actually the Stalkers and the Void Rays are doing a reasonable job right now. And he's done a good job of forcing him back to his own half of the map. We have Ling and Roach run by the way. We great recall on the mothership. He says, no, you're not going to do any damage here. Absolutely access denied. And Eiki is able to consolidate. And he needs to, because he's busy getting all them Void Rays. Let me see if these Stargates have been spotted. They have not been spotted yet. That's very, very useful information. So these Void Rays could end up wreaking absolute havoc. The Lings are coming back to the third base location. Zealots are being warped in. Is he trying to... He's not actually trying to take down the Nexus right now. And that's way too many Zealots for the Lings to work with. So, he's going to have to head back. Winter, buying time at the moment, till he gets his ideal army composition. However, has to be said as well, Eiki's also buying time. He just wants to get as many Void Rays as possible with this composition so that he can march on forward. And at the moment, he's doing a pretty good job of that. So we'll see. I'm a little bit worried for these Corruptors, though. There are quite a lot of them, but there are also a lot of Void Rays. I think Eiki just needs to keep his army together and he'll be fine. There are 6 Swarm Hosts on the way. Now, we've seen a lot of games right now where pre-10 Swarm Hosts Zergs have been killed. If Eiki moves out soon... and Winter doesn't have the Swarm Host numbers that he wants, is Eiki going to win game number 2 the same way he won game number 1? A massive Zealot run by towards a 4th base. No army nearby because he's dealing with it. Run by over there means that this hatchery is certainly going to go down. Oh, is he going to get a Swarm Host as well? No, it doesn't look like he will for his trouble. A lot of Lings coming down to deal with this, but that's lambs to the slaughter as far as these charge lots are concerned. Absolutely no problem with that at all. And now we have the Roaches and Queen kind of kiting this back, but these Zealots are actually doing a substantial amount of damage. And here comes the rest of the army. He sees the Swarm Host. He's got an Observer with the army, a decent number of Void Rays as well. Void Rays are going to do so much damage. Oh, wow. They're going to do so much damage against both the Corruptors and the Roaches. And here come the Corruptors. 3 of them die without doing any damage whatsoever. This is a disastrous situation for Winter right now. He is at 181 supply. How many Swarm Hosts are out on the field? It is 10. It's not quite killer numbers right now. Ooh, but no force fields here to prevent the Lings from coming in mean that a lot of these Colossi get quite low. One of them goes down entirely. Where are the Swarm Hosts? There they are. They have to run away. The Locusts, well, they're not able to do much damage. The Roaches trying to zoom in on the Colossi, successfully picking off one more, but the Void Rays at the front of the army look like they're too strong in the meantime. Winter going down to 119 supply. GG! And Carnage Esports Eiki, ladies and gentlemen, is going to complete a 2-0 sweep over My Insanity's Winter, and he will secure his ticket to the round of 8 here at the NorCraft Cup.